In a world where technology moves at a breakneck pace, there's one device that seems to defy the laws of obsolescence, a small slab of glass and aluminum that refuses to go quiet into the night. We are talking about the iPad Mini 5, a device released back in 2019 that, somehow, in the year 2026, is still sparking heated debates in the tech community. Is it a hidden gem for the budget-conscious user, or is it a ticking time bomb of outdated hardware? You see, the tech landscape in 2026 is dominated by M5 chips, tandem OLED displays, and AI-driven workflows that demand massive amounts of RAM. Yet the iPad Mini 5, with its classic home button and substantial bezels, is still being sold, bought, and daily driven by thousands. It raises a massive question for anyone looking at the current iPad lineup. Why would anyone in their right mind choose a 7-year-old tablet over the flashy new iPad Mini 8 or the powerful iPad Air? The answer isn't just about the price tag. It's about a specific type of user experience that Apple arguably perfected years ago and hasn't quite replicated since. Welcome back to my channel Tech Rivet for exclusive insights into the future of tech. Subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon for more tech updates. To understand why the Mini 5 is still relevant, we have to look at the cold, hard reality of iPadOS 26. This latest software update has pushed many older devices to the brink. Yet the A12 Bionic chip inside the Mini 5 is holding onto its compatibility by a thread. While it lacks the Apple Intelligence 2.0 features found in the M-series chips, it still handles the basics: web browsing, note-taking, and media consumption, with a level of fluidity that puts modern budget Android tablets to shame. For a US student or a professional on the go, the pocketability of this 7.9-inch form factor is the primary draw. You can literally slide this into a back pocket or a small clutch, something you simply cannot do with the 11-inch models. But let's get into the danger zone, because buying a Mini 5 in 2026 isn't without its risks. We are currently seeing a massive shift in how apps are developed. Most modern applications are now being optimized for 8 gigabytes of RAM or more to handle local AI processing, and the Mini 5, with its 3 gigabytes of RAM, is starting to show its age when multitasking. If you try to jump between a high-resolution YouTube video, a complex Notion page, and a heavy PDF in Safari, you will start to see those dreaded app refreshes. However, if your use case is focused on reading Kindle books, watching Netflix on a flight, or using it as a digital planner with a first-generation Apple Pencil, the experience remains surprisingly premium. The laminated display on the Mini 5 was ahead of its time, offering better color accuracy and less air gap than even some of the newer base model iPads. This is why the secondary market for the Mini 5 in the US and UK is still so active. People would rather have a high-quality older Mini than a bulky, lower-quality Air or base model from a couple of years ago. We are seeing these units move on eBay and Swappa for around $180 to $220, which is an insane value proposition when you consider that a brand new OLED Mini is expected to retail for upwards of $599. Now, let's talk about the competition from within. In 2026, the iPad Mini 6 and Mini 7 are the middle children. They brought the all-screen design and USB-C, which are massive upgrades, but they also introduced the infamous jelly scrolling issue that plagued the lineup for years. The Mini 5, with its traditional 60 Hz LCD, doesn't have that problem. It's consistent. It's reliable. And for many users, the physical home button with Touch ID is actually a feature, not a drawback. There's a certain tactile satisfaction in that button that the modern gestures haven't quite replaced for the casual user. But there's a catch: the battery. If you're buying a Mini 5 in 2026, you're likely buying a used device with a battery that has seen hundreds, if not thousands, of charge cycles. Unlike the iPhone, the iPad doesn't easily show you its battery health percentage in the settings, meaning you're playing a game of lithium-ion roulette. If you find a refurbished unit with a fresh cell, you're looking at about 6 to 7 hours of screen-on time, which is plenty for a commute, but a far cry from the all-day battery life marketed by the latest M5 powered pros. Looking forward, the shadow of the iPad Mini 8 looms large. Leaks suggest that later this year, Apple will finally move the Mini line to OLED, solving the contrast and refresh rate issues once and for all. If that happens, the Mini 5 will finally start to look like a relic of the past. But until that day comes, the Mini 5 stands as the last of its kind. The last small iPad that didn't try to be a pro, didn't try to replace your laptop, and didn't cost a month's rent. It's the ultimate couch companion. For the US audience specifically, where digital minimalism is becoming a growing trend, the Mini 5 is being rebranded by Gen Z as the distraction-free tablet. It's too small for heavy work, but perfect for intentional consumption. This niche appeal is what keeps the prices stable and the demand high. If you're looking for a device that just works for the next 12 to 18 months before the software support officially ends, the Mini 5 is the most logical financial decision you can make in the Apple ecosystem right now. It represents an era where Apple built things to last, and even 7 years later, the A12 Bionic is proving that silicon longevity wasn't just a marketing buzzword. Ultimately, the story of the iPad Mini 5 in 2026 is one of survival. It survived the transition to USB-C. It survived the death of the home button on every other model, and it's currently surviving the AI revolution by simply being good enough. It's a testament to the fact that not every user needs a 120Hz promotion display or a chip that can edit 8K video. Some people just want to read their morning news on a screen that fits in one hand. As we move closer to the 2026 Apple Fall event, all eyes are on the future, but don't be surprised if the Mini 5 stays in people's bags for a few more years. It is the definition of a cult classic in the tech world. Whether you should buy one today depends entirely on your tolerance for slightly slower load times and your love for that classic Apple aesthetic. If you value portability over power and budget over buzzwords, the Mini 5 isn't just a tablet. It's a statement. It's a statement that you don't need the latest and greatest to stay connected. And sometimes, the best tech is the tech that has already stood the test of time. As we wait to see what Apple does next with the Mini brand, the 5th generation remains the benchmark for what a small tablet should be. Simple, capable, and incredibly resilient.